बोल रहे हैं लोग, चाइना में भी लोग बोल रहे हैं वोट चोर गद्दी चोर, अमेरिका में भी बोल रहे हैं।
मैं आपको स्टेट से कह रहा हूं कि पूरे हिंदुस्तान में विधानसभा के चुनाव, लोकसभा के चुनाव चोरी किए जा रहे हैं और इनकी आखिरी साजिश ये है कि बिहार में एसआईआर करके नए वोटरों को जोड़कर, वोटरों को काट कर ये बिहार का चुनाव चोरी करें।
The issue of vote chori is not a Congress or a BJP issue. It's an India issue. It is your issue.
एक तरह का एनआरसी है, ये पूरा ऑपोजिशन कह रहा है।
बीजेपी এরা হচ্ছে দানবিক পার্টি, 100টা সিট নিয়োগ করেছিল।
Viewers, good evening. Today marks a defining, what do I say, a defining moment in our democracy. The Supreme Court of India has spoken loud and clear. In a landmark verdict, viewers, the top court has totally endorsed the credibility of the Election Commission of India and, more importantly, the integrity of the SIR exercise. Viewers, this is a resounding slap to the forces of falsehood, of fakery who've been streaming vote chori from the rooftops. I played out a sample of what the opposition has been saying. Rahul Gandhi and Mamata Banerjee, along with the entire India Bloc, have not just doubted the poll results, viewers. They've done much more. They have systematically implied that the BJP controls the Election Commission of India, that elections in India are not free and fair. They've attacked the very foundation of our democracy. But in states where the Congress wins, there is no problem with either the ECI or the SIR. But the Supreme Court today has clarified that SIR is not a tool of suppression. It breathes life into the constitutional mandate of free and fair elections. It ensures clean electoral rolls so that every genuine voter counts and no bogus vote steals the will of the people. This is the Supreme Court saying it. Viewers, the opposition claims to be the saviors of Samvidhan. Well, you know what has happened today? They've betrayed it. Instead of accepting the verdict with grace, they have launched a slanderous attack on the Supreme Court as also the Election Commission. Rent-a-cause activists like Yogendra Yadav have gone on a rant, questioning the judiciary itself. But words were not enough for them. Their real face has been exposed in Kerala. Look at these pictures. The Enforcement Directorate team raided the residence of former Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan in a money laundering case. A mob of supporters attacked the ED officials in daylight. Vehicles were vandalized, officers were threatened. This was a murderous attack, as you can make out, on a central agency doing its constitutional duty. Not the first time, you've seen this before. I don't even have to mention the state. Viewers, how did the state government allow this to happen? Where was the police? Why was the mob given a free hand? Viewers, this is an attack on the Indian state itself. Does it ring a bell, Indian state? The same people who wave the constitution like a flag are now attacking its pillars, the Election Commission of India that conducts elections, the agencies that fight corruption. They talk of saving the Samvidhan, but their actions stream anarchy. That's the word. Is this what Rahul Gandhi meant by fighting the Indian state? Remember his slogan? Viewers, is this a case of the India Bloc versus the Indian state? The ECI stands vindicated. Those spreading poison must answer. Will they respect the constitution, Samvidhan, or keep attacking it like this? We cannot allow, viewers, the constitution to be held hostage by those who cannot accept the truth.
मुझे लगता है कि राजनीतिक पराजय के बाद और देश में अराजकता अव्यवस्था उत्पन्न करने की नैतिक पराजय के बाद अब यह विपक्ष और विशेषकर कांग्रेस पार्टी की संवैधानिक धरातल पर भी यह पराजय हुई है।
आज जो जजमेंट हुआ है एसआईआर के लिए, ये बिहार का मैटर के लिए, और एक बहुत बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट बात बोला है, जिस लोग को इलेक्शन कमीशन डिलीट कर देता है नॉन सिटीजन मुताबिक, और नॉन सिटीजन बोलने का कोई अधिकार इलेक्शन कमीशन का नहीं है।
Today, the Supreme Court has delivered a body blow to the propaganda of the Congress and opposition ecosystem. When they win the election in Kerala, SIR is fine. When they did SIR in 2004 to 14, the SIR activity was fine. But SIR activity was bad when it was done in Bengal and they lost the election. This is the conditional commitment towards constitution that Congress and ecosystem have.
Let's open this up. Sanju Verma, the national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Vivek Silas, national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. Dr. Piyush Joshi, spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party. Tehseen Poonawala, Harish Mohammad Ibrahim, Professor Monojit Mondol. Dr. Anand Ranganathan completes this panel. Tehseen, first question to you. Rahul Gandhi's vote chori narrative has flopped once again. Can we, at the very least, expect an apology, or is that too much?
For what? Apology for what? Why should the Honorable Leader of Opposition apologize? For what? He should be felicitated for actually speaking the truth. And the Supreme Court today has vindicated what everyone said. Look, hear me out and allow me to present my case. I
don't know, 1 minute. Before you start, Tehseen, are we talking about the same Supreme Court? Because, you know, the one that I am talking about has said everything that, you know, flies in the face of what Rahul Gandhi has been saying.
What the opposition was speaking about was never the legitimacy to conduct an SIR. What they spoke about was the timing of the SIR.
Wow.
Which in any case was, yes, which in any case was eroded the minute the SIR went on with Bengal and Bihar at the time of elections, which I think the Supreme Court should have stopped. And I honestly believe the Supreme Court should have stopped it there and the Election Commission was wrong. Where I disagree with the Supreme Court even now, with absolute respect to the Supreme Court, is not allowing people in Bengal to vote and saying, even if you don't vote in this election, next time you'll be allowed to vote. That, I think the Supreme Court has taken away the rights. But I'll tell you where the opposition is right on the SIR. You see, today one thing has been proved, and I'll take just 45 seconds more, that the Home Ministry is the most incompetent ministry in the history of India. So it took the Election Commission to detect people who are not voters of India. The Home Minister for 12 years had completely failed, and he relied on the Election Commission. His ministry has failed. Today it's been proved, and that's what the opposition leaders say.
Now, this is going to be the new script for Rahul Gandhi, the honorable leader of opposition. Then please tell him to say this, because the vote chori narrative is not working. You want Rahul Gandhi to be felicitated? Sanju Verma, do you have flowers ready for Rahul Gandhi?
You know, Pranesh, I made a small placard. Vote chori. This vote chori, आज सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने वोट चोरी एलिगेशंस की धज्जियां उड़ा दी. सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने आज वोट चोरी एलिगेशंस को तहस नहस कर दिया. And I'm so glad that Supreme Court has called out the bluff of Rahul Gandhi, the bluff of Mamata Banerjee, the bluff of M.K. Stalin, the bluff of fake psephologists like Yogendra Yadav, who was a litigant but refused to go to the Supreme Court. And what does he do? He cries on social media later saying, I was neither hopeful, nor anxious, nor curious, because I knew what the Supreme Court would say. I say this is dehumanizing our institutions, including the apex court, the Supreme Court, no less. I don't think the Supreme Court needs endorsement or integrity certificates from fake and failed psephologists like Yogendra Yadav. But my limited point is this, Pranesh. Keep the rhetoric aside. The Supreme Court said a couple of things. First, it said the Election Commission of India is completely well within its rights under Article 324, 325 and 326 of the Indian Constitution to conduct SIR exercise. The second thing that the Supreme Court said was that the SIR exercise fits the test of proportionality. And the third thing that the Supreme Court said was that the Election Commission cannot delete citizens, but it can certainly delete voters based on the powers bestowed on it by the Constitution, wide Section 16 of the Representation of Peoples Act 1950-51 and Section 21, 23, 24 of the Registration of Electoral Rules 1960. तो आज सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने जो ये फेक लटियन दरबारी खान मार्केट गैंग है उसकी धज्जियां उड़ा दी. But I want to end by saying one thing, that 27 lakh voters who could not vote in West Bengal elections, सारा दरबारी ecosystem कह रहा है, oh, these were legal citizens. Supreme Court said if they are legal, let them approach an appellate tribunal. मुझे बताइए ये 27 लाख लोग जो वोट नहीं कर पाए बंगाल चुनाव में, how many of them have approached appellate tribunals? You don't want to approach appellate tribunals, but you want to question the highest judicial body of the country. क्यों भाई? And this is also a great endorsement. Last point. This is a great endorsement for one man who was vilified, who was maligned, who was demonized. That man is Gyanesh Kumar. I'm so happy the Supreme Court indirectly has endorsed Gyanesh Kumar and the stupendous job that he did in conducting elections to Assam, Bengal, Puducherry, Tamil Nadu.
Tehseen, Dr. Ranganathan, I'll come to you. I think Tehseen is saying something. Let me just take in.
I won't take more than a line. The point is 27 lakh people who have been not given their right to vote. The Supreme Court said, don't vote this time, we'll allow you to vote next time. 6,000 have gone to the tribunal.
Tehseen, you're not answering my question. Rahul Gandhi has been saying vote chori, vote chori, vote chori.
It is vote chori. I'm just explaining. I'll take precisely 30 seconds. Out of these 27 lakhs, 6,000 hearings have been done, not because of the fault of the citizens, because of the fault of the tribunal. And 97% have been reinstated. That is vote chori. Gyaneshwar Kumarji's election commission took away their right to vote and Supreme Court did not protect it. I stand by it if it's contempt.
Dr. Ranganathan, will you felicitate Rahul Gandhi?
Pranesh, good evening to you and to my fellow panelists. You know, Tehseen rarely shocks me because he almost always impresses me. But today I am just shocked, but perhaps more than shocked, I am disappointed by my good friend Tehseen. Tehseen ko maine kabhi jhoot bolte nahi dekha. He is saying Rahul Gandhi was never against SIR. All he was questioning was the timing of SIR. Kyun jhoot bol rahe ho yaar? Ye dekho. Rahul Gandhi was attacking directly the SIR. He was saying it is an institutionalized way of vote chori. This is what Rahul Gandhi was saying. Look, he's not questioning the timing of SIR, Tehseen. He's saying that using SIR is institutionalizing vote chori. So please, now I have proven you wrong. Now let me come to the topic, or would Pranesh allow me to give me a couple of minutes to come to the topic, or should others go so that जब मेरी बारी आए तो मैं 3-4 और इनके झूठ फैक्ट चेक कर सकूं? प्रणेश, आप पे छोड़ रहा हूं.
आप तैयारी कर लीजिए सर. But I think, you know, the attack will be predictable. Let's start with the other doctor on the panel, Dr. Joshi.
Pranesh, you know, with the utmost humility and respect to the Honorable Supreme Court, we have to accept this decision because this is the decision which has been taken by the Supreme Court of the country, the Supreme Court of India. However, I reserve my right as a citizen to disagree with this judgment, and let me explain why I disagree with this judgment. While Supreme Court said that the process of SIR is constitutional, it did not elaborate about the process in which the SIR has been conducted in various states. Now, let me give you an example. If my vote is cut from the electoral roll, I approach a tribunal, I fill up a form 6, and the SIR conducting authority has to upload that form in 24 hours to 48 hours. There is no comment by the Honorable Supreme Court on that. The Honorable Supreme Court, one justice did mention, which Tehseen has mentioned here, that let them vote in the next election. Even the right to deny, you know, the denied right to vote of even one citizen should be taken seriously, because that is his fundamental right. That is the right which the Constitution of India gives to this citizen. And this citizen, you know, हम उस तरीके से नहीं ये बात कर सकते हैं. And that is what you know, shocked me in that judgment कि अगले election में vote कर लेंगे. Now this is not the way the Supreme Court of the country should talk. They should reprimand the Election Commission of India, instruct them that never again should a mistake like this be made. So I'm just surprised that they did not reprimand the Election Commission
one
of
minute.
India.
Dr. Joshi,
Okay,
you
so
want you want the Supreme Court to reprimand the Election Commission because the opposition thinks there was vote chori? No one on the panel is of the opinion that there were no discrepancies. Look, when a mammoth exercise like this happens, there can be mistakes. But to pick on a few cases, and look at the number here, and which is why I'm saying to pick on a few cases. So please, let's exercise a sense of proportion. And to then say that this was vote chori, that is wrong. Tehseen has shifted the goalpost. He says Rahul Gandhi never said vote chori. He's saying the timing, but you know that is not true. Dr. Joshi, I'll come to you. Professor Mondal, Mamata Banerjee said after the Bengal results that this was vote chori. The Supreme Court does not believe that.
I think Supreme Court is supreme, but not infallible. Definitely Supreme Court makes mistake. We have got every right to criticize that. I'll go by the facts. 37 lakhs voters have appealed in the tribunals in Bengal in the last 3-4 months. Barely 6,000 have been adjudicated so far. 97% of them are adjudged to be the genuine voters. So you can count the numbers, about 30 lakhs. 30 lakhs or 3 point something million should have been the genuine voters. Does it really change the verdict of the people of Bengal? I do not think so. SR is definitely the biggest problem in Bengal, but there were other problems with the TMC that I have also acknowledged on TV. Even then, BJP might have won. But facts remain that the voting rights of 37 lakhs have been taken away. Now, if you don't want to call it vote chori, we may give it other name. But the people were suffering, people have appealed, and right now, Mr. Pranesh, there is not even a tribunal functioning. So why do these people go? Most of them can't go to the Supreme Court, right? So what the Supreme Court has categorically stated that
you don't have to directly go to the Supreme Court, Professor Mondal. This is not how the system works. There are 1 minute, sir. Professor Mondal, sun to lijiye. I am at least glad that you are saying that despite the the discrepancies, the result would not have changed. I am glad that you accept that, because people who are linking this to BJP's victory, they must listen to you. You are not from the RSS or BJP, not as yet.
I am not from any political party. I definitely criticize BJP. I criticize the Election Commission of India even now.
Right.
I'm saying that अरे कुछ घर में जाके कुछ तो आईना में देख कर कहो ये 37 lakhs could not vote. But then I'm saying, because I know for a fact that TMC for the last 5 years did not do good much work.
There you go.
Should have been voted out of power. That doesn't change the fact.
हो गया सर, धीरे धीरे बोलना, एक ही शो में नहीं चेंज करना, धीरे धीरे. Professor Mondal, one show at a time. Yeah, you're showing the mirror to the TMC, but do it gradually. This change of heart might not be received well. So आप देख लीजिए. Mr. Silas, you want to come in? Rahul Gandhi तो आपके भी mascot है. Supreme Court is infallible, but Rahul Gandhi can't get it wrong.
My question is, can any elections be held, Pranesh, without finalizing the voter list? That is my question, कानून क्या कहता है, कानून की आत्मा क्या कहती है? भले ही 100 गुनहगार मुक्त हो जाएं, परंतु एक बेगुनाह को सजा नहीं दी जा सकती. यहां तो उल्टा हो गया. भले ही एक विदेशी वोट ना दे पाए, लेकिन 27,15,000 वोटरों का वोट काट दीजिए. ये हुआ है हमारे सामने और आपके सामने और देश के सामने, और देश ने देखा है. 97% वोट्स जो हैं वो वैध पाए गए हैं. जो लोग वैध पाए गए हैं, वो जो लोग वोट नहीं दे पाए हैं, तो क्या उनके अधिकारों का हनन हुआ कि नहीं हुआ? आप बढ़िया हैं, जब चाहे आप चुनाव जीतने की मुहिम में वोट बढ़ा दें, जब चाहे आप वोट घटा दें, जब चाहे 12 बजे रात आप परसेंटेज बढ़ा दें, जब चाहे आप सीसीटीवी दें. आप सीसीटीवी देने से भी मना कर देते हैं कि हम नहीं देंगे. द प्रॉब्लम इज हाउ आर वी गोइंग टू अहेड विद द इलेक्शन इन फ्यूचर? दैट इज द क्वेश्चन. देयर वाज अ सिंगल पर्सन who was accountable for getting 30,000 votes cut. Pranesh, I'm asking you, can you remember 30,000 people or anyone in the panel? कोई बता सकता है कि वो 30,000 लोगों को by name, by face जानता है? नहीं बता सकता ना. लेकिन एक आदमी है ऐसा जो 30,000 वोट कटवाने ले गया था.
I will say, सुन लीजिए, I agree with your point. The first point that you
Give
made.
me just 5.
Even if one voter's name is deleted,
Yes.
it is not right.
Yes.
He must have all the recourse at his end to resolve it before elections are announced.
My question is that the Honorable Supreme Court is the custodian of democracy. We all agree to that. Why logical discrepancy was not being addressed by the Supreme Court? Why there are different type of SIRs in different states? If you go to Bihar, it's something different. If you go to Assam, it is different. When you come down to Bengal, it is different. That is something that is very much unjustified. That is our question, And we as citizens of India, we can raise questions definitely where we feel or where we are not satisfied.
Of course, you must raise questions, but you can't attack institutions. And I'll come to that, but let me bring in...
the institution?
Sir, have you seen what has happened in Kerala? Can we play those
Samajwadi Party is not responsible for that.
आपके alliance partners हैं? Who rules
Samajwadi
Kerala,
Party
sir?
is
Where was
not
the police? How was this allowed? ED team पे attack कर दिया, देखिए.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunate.
Yes.
Okay.
It should not be done, Yes.
Let me bring in Harish here. Harish, what do you make of the Supreme Court verdict?
Pranesh, we welcome that move because the only state, even the then Chief Minister, Mr. M.K. Stalin, who never made any comments about the SAR functioning because the then ruling government and the DMK IT wing had a foolproof system along with the BLOs and the BLAs. The SIR have been carried out in a much more meticulous way in Tamil Nadu along with the DMK functionaries. So having said that, there are discrepancies logistical wise in West Bengal, which is so alarming in nature, for which the ECI should have all its disposal under the purview to bring each and everyone under the role. There is no second thought about it. But if a political party like DMK can do it in Tamil Nadu, why can't the Congress across the state, across the country, rather than going and claiming the ECI to be on fault? That is not going to work anywhere. If you have a system in place, if you have a proper system to go ahead and cross-verify the ECI...
That's a good point, Harish. But let me ask you this about Rahul Gandhi, your, erstwhile alliance partner before you put a stamp of backstabber on Congress. When Rahul Gandhi said vote Chori, what do you make of it in hindsight now, obviously?
Rahul Gandhi can claim about the vote Chori, but there is under his nose, MLA Chori is happening across length and breadth of Tamil Nadu. He never even opened his mouth. The double standard of Rahul Gandhi should be exposed on the national media today. I was supposed to be presenting the fact that Mr. Rahul Gandhi should never allow these kind of factions only for the political power and political display of optics. He bring all these kind of issues which can be addressed under his disposal. But the Congress workers are so lazy. Even in Tamil Nadu, they never went to the polling booth or have a polling agent. But the DMK functionaries on the tiresome work.
Dr. Ranganathan, now I've gone over the panel. I hope you're prepared to answer.
Pranesh, I don't mean to be patronizing, but the fact of the matter is कि मेरे जितने friends हैं यहाँ पे, all the friends, with the exception of Piyush ji, have uttered blatant lies. अब मैं क्या करूं, कहां से शुरू करूं, पीछे से शुरू करूं? My good friend, my dear friend and brother from Tamil Nadu, Harish, whom I really admire, is saying, and you can, repeat what he just said, that our Chief Minister, ex-Chief Minister, never ever said anything against SIR exercise. Harish, why lie when you're out of government? Here is Stalin saying SIR is a trick to drop genuine voters. Here is Stalin saying, look, CM Stalin stands firm against SIR, calls it a conspiracy to strangle democracy. Please don't do that. अभी तक 2 out of 2 हो गया है. Now let me come to my good friend Monodeep Mandal, who is symbolically wearing a t-shirt like Rahul Gandhi. I hope it's a t-shirt, not a vest. But I just want to say one thing. When he says maybe BJP would have won, even if you were to include all 27 lakh voters that were denied because of logical discrepancy, added them to TMC, TMC would have gained only 12 seats. All this analysis has been done ad infinitum a day after the elections, Monajida. So please don't do that. Now I want to come directly to Piyush because he has not uttered a lie. I support what he has said. And in part, I support Vivek ji as well, because this was a catastrophic mistake by the Supreme Court. Not the logical discrepancy part. That was accepted because that was the algorithm. But the mistake was the Supreme Court said, let the elections continue without us resolving those fate of the 27 lakh voters. That should not have happened. On your show during the vote counting, I said, this is what banana republics do, and I stand by that. So Piyush ji, kudos to you for saying what you've said, and it is absolutely fine. Supreme Court did wrong. But again, I say this, why blame Modi? Blame Supreme Court if you have to. Supreme Court was monitoring every single thing hour to
Rahul
hour.
Gandhi ने बोला, आप बोल रहे हैं, no one has taken the name of. You were congratulating Vivek Silas.
I thought in the panel, no one has taken the
panel में, sir, obviously आप नहीं बोल रहे, आप किस मुंह से बोल रहे हैं?
As far as Anand ji is concerned, you know, everything that the opposition speaks, every leader is a liar. And whatever the Bharatiya Janata Party says is a gospel truth. You know, it's not about winning or losing, Anand ji. It is about fair and free elections, you know.
Sir, Kerala में free and fair election हो गया.
I'll just ask you, how did the Election Commission allow the government to keep sending 10,000 in accounts during the elections? And how did they stop Ashok Golok for distributing, mobiles in Rajasthan?
One minute. Mr. Silas, 1 minute. Did the Samajwadi Party go to the Supreme Court?
Yes.
Should have gone to the Supreme Court.
We have given 18,000 affidavits.
No,
Sir,
on this 10,000
affidavits.
If you think that scheme was a bribe to voters.
With proof.
Vivek ji, if you think that 10,000 was a bribe to voters in Bihar, the Samajwadi Party should have filed a suit in the Supreme Court.
Bribe or not, my question is, Pranesh, please try to understand. My point is, during the elections, when 10,000 rupees is given to a single account, that influences the voter, and that hampers the democracy of the country.
जाना चाहिए ना, या टीवी पे आके बोल रहे हैं आप, कोर्ट में चले जाते.
नहीं, कोर्ट में अगर कोई गया होगा तो गया होगा भाई. But we have, as far as the Samajwadi Party is concerned, we have given 18,000 affidavits to the Election Commission.
Sanju Verma.
Thank you. You know, प्रणेश जी, हिंदी में कहावत है, बड़े बेआबरू होकर तेरे कूंचे से हम निकले, बहुत मेरे अरमान निकले, लेकिन फिर भी कुछ कम निकले. बार बार लगातार the opposition की जो इज्जत है, that is being demolished at the hustings by देश की जनता. पर कलंक किसके माथे पोतना है? ज्ञानेश कुमार के माथे कलंक लगाना है, बीजेपी के माथे कलंक लगाना है, अब सुप्रीम कोर्ट के माथे कलंक लगाना है. Very quickly, in addition to what Mr. Ranganathan said, please remember, in 2024, BJP lost a very important seat called Dhule from Maharashtra. And do you know something? Your audience needs to listen to this. There are 6 constituencies under Dhule. The BJP won all 5. But in Malegaon Central, which has a 67% Muslim population, BJP got only 4,542 votes, and the Congress won from that particular constituency alone. It got 1,98,869 votes. पूरा नतीजा क्या निकला? 5 कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी जीतने के बावजूद धूले की लोकसभा सीट बीजेपी 2024 के चुनाव में हार गई. क्या बीजेपी ने आकर आपके शो पर रोना धोना किया? नहीं. तेलंगाना इलेक्शंस 2023, how many voters were deleted? 16 lakh.
No, but Sanju Verma, let me ask you a question. This is not a political question. It's a question on principle. Don't you agree that people, even if one voter's name is being deleted, that should not be done? All of this should be resolved before elections are held?
Very quickly, Pranesh ji. This is what the Supreme Court said, and I think everybody should listen to this, because what you have asked me is one of the questions put forth by the litigant, Yogendra Yadav, who then went MIA in the Supreme Court today, missing in action. This is what CJI Suryakant said. In our considered opinion, the SIR does not supplant, as in replace, the Representation of People's Act and the rules. Rather, it breathes life into the constitutional mandate under Article 324 within the precise statutory contours provided by Section 21(3). Therefore, it cannot be said that the election CJI Suryakant ne keh diya hai, baki baat khatam, kaun kya bolta hai, it really does not matter. Full stop. Supreme Court has upheld SIR. Supreme Court has upheld the bona fides of Gyanesh Kumar indirectly, and Supreme Court has upheld the judicious manner in which the Election Commission of India undertook elections without any violence in 5 states. So please don't cry.
No, Sanju Verma, I said this is not a political question. This is a question based on principle. Don't you agree when people say that not even one voter should be denied his right to vote, his or her right to vote?
Absolutely right. And that is what Gyanesh Kumar has repeatedly said. Not one legal citizen should be denied his or her right to vote, and not one illegal alien or infiltrator should be allowed to vote. And that is the principle which was followed while undertaking the SIR exercise.
Right. Now, let me, quickly focus on the visuals from Kerala. In the beginning, I told you that the opposition should have accepted the Supreme Court order with grace. That hasn't happened. But what we see is an assault on the ED team. Now, look at these pictures. The windshield has been completely smashed. This is the ED team that came out of Mr. Vijayan's residence after conducting raid. Tehseen, what behavior is this? Who rules Kerala? Where was the police here? Why no condemnation? Is this Jai Samvidhan? I can go on and on.
Before I come to this, there's something very important which I was putting my hand up because, every time the opposition is shown in a bad light. In Dhule, the BJP candidate Subhash Bhamre, the losing candidate, he was a member of parliament, not only criticized the election commission, also went to the Aurangabad bench of the Bombay High Court, and he lost out there against Shobha Bachav. I would be open to any action if what I'm saying is not true. This is a fact. When the BJP does it, please allow me, let me make this fact. Because a perception being created about the opposition here is opposition cries foul. This Subhash Bhamre continuously criticized this election.
But Tehseen, this only proves...
Let me, please allow me. It's not that the opposition is criticizing the election commission without reason. We've gone to the 27 lakhs, but let me fact check Dr. Anand Ranganathan before I come to this. Out of in the West Bengal elections, where you rightly said, despite the SIR process, TMC won more seats where the number of deletions are more than the margin. You're right on that. There were 46 odd seats and TMC won the majority. But what we conveniently forget in the data, Dr. Anand, is out of those 46 seats, 41 was held by TMC, which they've lost now. That is where the discrepancy is. Now let's come to Kerala.
No, one minute. Before that, this example about Dhule. Now, Tehseen, if you say that the BJP candidate has gone against the Election Commission of India, then how is it opposition's case that the BJP controls the Election Commission of India? ये दोनों बातें एक साथ तो सही नहीं हो सकती है ना?
I will explain this to you. Maharashtra, there have been such discrepancies. We still haven't got...
That is a discrepancy. Then it is not deliberately done. I said that there are discrepancies. Yes. But it is Rahul Gandhi would have the nation believe that the BJP controls the election commission, that the Prime Minister is the mastermind of the vote chori, the alleged vote chori. That is not true. Tehseen, now let's talk about what happened in Kerala.
So why aren't you giving us the video recording of the lines after 5 p.m. that voted in Maharashtra?
So ask those questions. Go to the court. Let the court have a view on this. Let's talk about Kerala now. This attack on the ED team.
Let's come to Kerala. These are loonies from the left. The left got a Lath Salam in Kerala. It is only because of the brave Keralam police that the ED was protected, and this shows you Congress governance.
Now, if this is protection under the Congress government, then God save the people of Kerala.
No, they protected the ED officers. If you see the Keralam officers, they are bleeding.
The windshield protected them, not the police. The windshield of the car. That protected the ED team.
The police did. And the
How many policemen can you see around the car?
There were hundreds.
Hundreds,
yes. They not only that, these
policemen can be seen only in infrared light, right? I can't see even 5. Dr. Ranganathan, 100 policemen.
No, in fact,
Tehseen, if this is the kind of protection you say is protection, no wonder India is overpopulated. ये कौन सा protection है भाई? या तो उनके पूरी जो है Sanju is laughing again. पूरी कार पे ईंटें गिरा रहे हैं, and you are saying they are being protected? I am sorry. This is redo of Bengal. You remember what happened in Bengal when they went to arrest somebody who was implicated in Sandesh Khali? They were almost seriously injured to the extent they had to be hospitalized. Otherwise, they would have been in coma. I just thank that at least you can say the crowd intervened. It is not a question of where is the police. You see the visuals in front of you. Where is the police?
What do you think of this? I mean, you can have differences with the agency, you can criticize them, but is this the right approach?
No, there's this unprecedented things which has happened in Kerala, and the Congress should, more than grabbing the powers, they should concentrate on the governance part. Even in Tamil Nadu, they want to go ahead and steal the mandate of the people, which has been given to the DMK for the power-hungry mode is concerned. But having said that, whether they are going to take part in the governance measures, which has to be questioned, which has to be looked through on the bigger lens is concerned. And in Kerala has put their testament, and it is the litmus test which shows that Congress is deep-rooted governance measures has to be questioned at length and breadth. And in Tamil Nadu, we are closely watching their move.
No, closely watching after the Congress backstabbed you. What were you thinking of the Congress when Congress was your alliance partner?
No, Congress doesn't have two words in their dictionary. One is remorse and another one is gratitude. And Mr. Rahul Gandhi should learn those two words and the proper meaning of it. I hope the 2029 elections will teach him a far more better lessons in Tamil Nadu is concerned. And the DMK will bounce back stronger when it comes to
that is a bouquet for Rahul Gandhi, Tehseen. Collect as many as you can. Now, I think Professor Mondal also has one ready. Yes, Professor Mondal. For those who say Jai Samvidhan, we will save Constitution, etc., etc. Is this the safe democracy model?
No, I think it's a very, very bad picture as far as the new government is concerned. But, you can't expect better from the left Luthians. They are the lumpen proletarians, so as to say. And unfortunately, many of them have now come into BJP's fold. They realize the problem. In Bengal, the left has supported BJP. Right?
Sir, इसमें left Latians कहाँ से आ गया? Left तो ठीक है, but this is in Kerala, Professor Mondal.
They are going to go into your party very soon. They have voted for you. So please be careful about that. All of you are laughing. I don't know why. I'm stating the fact. All the maximum number of voters you have got from the left, from the CPIM.
Okay. Dr.
And
Joshi.
Don't take the gundas into your party.
Which model is this, sir?
I maintained one thing, congratulations to Manojit, my dear friend, for his newfound wisdom. So, let me elaborate this thing further. We have always maintained that Rahul Gandhi comes to the BJP's rescue whenever the BJP needs to weaken the regional forces. We have maintained that Rahul Gandhi will criticize the regional powers, and with Punjab elections round the corner, I am sure he is going to level many allegations against Bhagwant Singh Maan as well, and the Aam Aadmi Party, like it did in Delhi, like it did in Bengal, like it did in Kerala. Now, as far as Congress is concerned, Congress demanded this action, They dared the Enforcement Directorate and the Bharatiya Janata Party to raid Pinarayi Vijayan's house and see what happens. This is what happens. So, when you have to weaken the regional forces, because you can't fight the elections, and those who are fighting the BJP RSS ideology...
Vivek sir, ये क्या चल रहा है sir यहाँ?
No, this is something very, very unfortunate. I think the government of Kerala should immediately, arrest these goons. And law must take the strictest of actions against them. This cannot be justified. No, not at all. Whoever it is, whoever they were, whether they were from the left parties or they were from the Congress or they were from the Bharatiya Janata Party, these goons cannot be allowed on streets like this, When
a leader and, no less the leader of opposition says, let's fight the Indian state, so yahi hoga. You incite people.
Cannot blame Rahul Gandhi or the leader of opposition for everything that is negative in the country. You cannot do that, The problem with the media today is this. For anything that...
Who should we blame here? Sir, if Rahul Gandhi says fight the Indian state, who do I blame? Akhilesh Yadav?
That is what I said. These goons should be immediately arrested and put behind bars.
Okay. Dr. Ranganathan?
No, I'm amazed. Is Vivek ji in the same panel as I am and you are? Go around the panel. You have Dr. Piyush Joshi of AAP, you have Manojit Da of TMC, you have my good friend Harish of DMK. Is the media blaming Rahul Gandhi, or all three of them are going hammer and tongs against? Unka bas chale to Tehseen ko hi phek de niche. Itna gussa hai unme. Vivek ji, please. No media is going after Rahul Gandhi. The India Alliance members are going after Rahul Gandhi. बस आप ही बचे हैं जो आप साइकिल चला रहे हैं अखिलेश जी और राहुल गांधी पीछे बैठे हैं कैरियर पे वो ना टूट जाए.
Vivek Silas will echo every word said by Professor Mondal. You're closer to the UP elections. Mark my words, Dr. Ranganathan, wo change aayega. We will hear this on this panel. We'll have to move on. I thank some of you for joining us, viewers. Let's shift our attention